The lovely lady today hails from Rockwood, Ontario, Canada. Her name is Jeannette Bisbee, and she says, I said, is there anything you'd love to share with them? And she says, just tell them my husband picked out my outfit. Jeannette Bisbee.
In 2006, I had never heard of Science of Mind, Earnest Homes, or Centers for Spiritual Living. I was self-employed, working 60 hours a week. I was married, living in Grass Valley, California. Life was very good. Unexpectedly that year, my beloved husband, Mike, to whom I had been married since I was 21, was suddenly diagnosed with liver cancer. 14 weeks later, my dearest love, my best friend, my only family, my Mike, was gone. I was 48. This talk isn't about grief or about death. It is about how to manifest and demonstrate exactly what you choose in life, not what others believe. Within a few months of Mike's death, after going inward, I realized that the only thing that would return life to joy was for me to seek another partner, another best friend, to create a new family. This personal decision opened me up to a barrage of thoughts, doubts, beliefs, anxieties, advice, and lots of victim stories from all the people around me. Especially when I indicated that my personal pathway to find a partner was by online dating. They are all con men. If you're not young and good looking, men really aren't interested. They just look at your photo. My friend moved in with someone for 2 years, and then he moved his stuff out, and he broke up with her via text message. On and on went the stories, the comments, and the worries. I listened. How did I know? I hadn't dated or thought about dating or relationships for almost 30 years. I contacted a lot of men, and I was contacted by a lot of men. Most were very nice. Some were sad. Some were bitter. Some were picky. Almost all were lonely. Again, I heard victim stories about marriages, divorces, broken hearts, bad wives, girlfriends, and betrayals. My heart and mind felt weighed down. Then I met the one. He made me laugh. I was so excited and giddy. I felt like a 21-year-old again. We met. Things moved quickly as we found ourselves spending every moment together. We got engaged. And then I got uneasy. Something wasn't right. I listened to my intuition, made some calls, and I found out, yep, I'd been had. He was a con man. He stole $15,000 from me before I figured it out. I lay alone in my house and thought, now I have my own victim story. Right before meeting this man, I had just found Centers for Spiritual Living, just read Earnest Homes for the first time. I had taken my first class on affirmative prayer and treatment. I had attended about 15 sermons, overjoyed by the love, the emphasis on choice and going inward to find God, working with the law, and knowing that I'm always whole, perfect, and complete. As I lay in that room contemplating all that had happened to me since Mike's death, I realized that I had manifested and demonstrated everyone else's fears and worries. I had just begun to hear the term race consciousness in class, and I realized that is exactly what had been operating in my life. Because I had been unprepared for my sudden new life, I hadn't truly chosen my personal truth. I had let everyone's worries, doubts, and fears create a vision that I had just perfectly manifested and demonstrated. And if I left that house right now and told everyone what had happened to me, I would only be creating one more victim story for everyone to feed off of. I would just be expanding sadness, loneliness, doubt, and fear in everyone's life, including my own. What was my truth? My truth was, I know there's another great Mike guy out there in the world who wants to share his life and be happy. I absolutely know he is sweet and kind and nice, and he's looking for me just as hard as I am looking for him. In fact, there isn't just one great Mike type guy. There are thousands of them. And I know I can find one, and I know I can be happy. I don't care what is happening right now. That is the truth of my life. So I cut loose from everything. I left that bedroom and I never told anyone what had happened to my engagement except one close friend. I no longer informed people other than my classmates in church about my vision of a partner or my continued searching. I affirmed daily. Because I claimed love in my life, I tried to love all who came into my daily life. I let go of anything that didn't look like love. One night in 2009, I spotted the profile of a nice guy. I sent him a little note. He wrote back. We wrote back and forth, but I didn't take it seriously. He lived in eastern Canada, cold and snow. Two last details, however, make clear the power and sacred nature of our word. My online dating name was Looking for Sweet. His online dating name was Maple Syrup King. His hobby was making maple syrup. Oh yes, his real name? His real name was Mike. I had truly found another sweet Mike-type guy to love. We were married in 2010, and I moved to Canada 1 month later. My daily life now is just as I had envisioned it in that lonely bedroom, joyous, happy, a home once again filled with laughter and daily delight. I have learned to live by Ernest Holmes' words, your spiritual garden first planted in the soil of emotional serenity, you keep nourished with love and watered with expectancy. Do not let any words of doubt or anxiety hinder its progress. Give it daily attention, entirely free from worry or fear as to the outcome. Know that nothing can hinder you but yourself. If you believe that you can, you can. If you believe that the law of good will work, it will work. My fellow spiritual gardeners, namaste.